Hey, I'm Gabby from Gabby's Room and welcome to my video. So today I wanted to talk about solitude. I've been seeing a lot of videos online that have been titled The Art of Being Alone, how to deal with having a lot of time on your own, and I know a lot of people have been having in lockdown, especially if you were living alone. I haven't been living alone and I've been very grateful for that, but I also have spent a lot of time home alone or just with a lot of space or time on my own, and so I wanted to make a video addressing that. And it's been on my mind quite a lot because I guess there's been some challenges that I've faced that have come from having too much solitude or being stuck in new habits. So I titled this video Lessons of Solitude to talk about why there is solitude, why I've learnt things, why I've struggled with it, and thoughts about what I could do and what I want to do to move forward. That might not make sense, but I guess it's kind of like things I've learned from going through times of being alone or going through months on end or weeks without seeing someone or really having that face-to-face communication. Why have I been thinking about solitude? I have been thinking about solitude quite a lot, not only because I've been watching a few other videos, like Kelly Stamps made a video, I can't remember who else, but a lot of people who make videos online live by themselves, and I can definitely see how making videos can be a big step to having some kind of social interaction or feeling like having some kind of social interaction, because sometimes if I'm working from home I won't be able to talk to a colleague, or especially if I'm working for myself by myself, you don't have those day-to-day interactions like you would have if you were going into an office, or even like getting a bus, or even like travelling somewhere. That's just been cut out, so sometimes I won't even say a word, not one single word will come out of my mouth when I'm working from home. So I've been asking myself questions like, where are my friends and where are my groups? It's easy to see communities and groups of people building up and continuing to have some sort of sense of community over lockdown, whereas I've just moved to a new place and it's somewhere I lived before, but everything's very different. The community, the people are very different. There's new projects, there are new groups, there are new people and new energy that has been given to the place where I live. So it's kind of hard to reconnect with somewhere that I call my home when it's so different and I feel so disconnected. So when I moved back, I almost felt anxious about who I could contact, who would be up for a walk, who would be up for meeting. And I do like seeing my friends every so often, and that's something that has kept me going. Although a lot of the time with working from home, it feels like going out for a walk with a friend is such a big thing when actually it's not. And I always feel really good once I've been on a walk, but then sometimes before I think, oh, maybe I shouldn't go, maybe I should cancel and get some work done, or try to get some work done, so I'm a really bad procrastinator. But I think that and that kind of makes it almost like a negative thing, like, oh, I shouldn't go on a walk, it's distracting, whereas actually I have so much time that I don't realise that going on a walk or just going outside to do an activity is actually something that I would really benefit from. More questions I've been asking myself is how to feel a part of the community, how do I get everyday connections in, and not having work connections. I spoke about this a little bit a minute ago. I've just realised how much my life has decreased in social activity. Like I said, going to work, travelling, going to the park. People don't really stop and talk to each other because I don't know them. A lot of the people that are stopping and talking in the parks are parents who have kids, or parents in the playground, or that can relate on some level, and sometimes I feel weird if I just say a comment or something, or even like a friendly hello, I get worried because, especially with like men, I get worried about saying hi or smiling at men because then they'll, I don't know, they've just had some experiences where even if they don't stereotypically look scary or don't feel frightened, there's been some times where they've like followed me or tried to talk to me, or I've just felt really unsafe. So I find that really hard. So after these questions, I thought about what I could do, and so I wrote a list. So the first thing on my list was praying about connection and giving my troubles to God. So I'm a Christian and I believe that God is the best lover there is, and that he loves me so much that he's always there to listen to anything I want to talk about or anything I want to pray about, and just has wonderful, wonderful plans for my life. Basically, I thought about praying or going on prayer walks and being more mindful to what he is saying to me in daily life. And I'm saying he because I don't know, that's just I naturally said he, could be a she. Yeah, so I've been thinking about going on prayer walks or praying about these situations, because that's the first thing I always do when I feel confused about something or unsure of something. I always bring it to God, because whatever the situation is, I know that he will meet me there and help me through anything. And even sometimes it's really hard to pray. Like, I've been praying for a job for the last 6 months and it hasn't happened, but I think what faith is being able to say that God is good and God is for you even when things are going wrong, because when you look around there are so many good things and blessings that we have in our lives. If we don't lose our faith in God, then eventually we will see our faith grow and strengthen, and we'll be able to really get that connection with Jesus that we all want. But yeah, praying has always helped me in the past. It's very just good to get things out there and bring it before God. I believe that when you bring stuff before God, he really listens, and yeah, even if you don't get an answer, just sometimes bringing it before God will make you feel lighter. For me, that's always helped. And even sharing with a friend and praying about it is also, it feels so nourishing for the spirit in a way that I can't describe. I feel like my faith has really helped me in so many different parts of my life. So whenever I get any issues, I always bring it to God, whether I'm embarrassed with it, whether I'm ashamed. There is nothing too great to bring to God, because essentially he loves you and he wants to be there for you in whatever situation you are in. The second thing I thought of doing was making an effort with the friends I do have now. When I moved back, I saw all these friendship groups and I thought, I wish I was in this friendship group. I saw a group of girls playing football the other day and they looked really cool, and I was like, I wish I knew them, and I wish I was sitting in their circle. And yeah, so I thought, why don't I just put effort into the friendships I do have, get to know the people I know in London a bit better, and I might be pleasantly surprised at what comes out of that. I think friendship is really important, and I find it scary to reconnect with someone if it's like, oh, it's a friend from my past I'm not really friends with. We weren't friends then, so why would we be friends now? Unless we've got something in common. But you never really know unless you just try it. Sorry, there was someone at the door. Could have made friends with the postman, but don't know. I didn't make friends with the postman. Yes, I've been thinking, why don't I make more effort with the friendships I do have, and not just go on walks with the same two people, even though they are some of my favourite people. So yeah. The next thing that made me think about changing the culture, and I always think of why I do certain things and why culturally I've been almost conditioned to do certain things, like with a friends thing, or like speaking to people on the street or strangers, why culturally I stop myself from doing that, and how I can challenge that. I don't have to assume that scary looking man is going to follow me if I smile at him. I don't have to assume those things, but I want to be braver to be able to break down those boundaries and bring out the best in people. I know I'd also have to be cautious, but I guess the first step is to just bring openness and trust and challenge the culture. Then my final thought was feeling safe and feeling brave, because those essentially are the two things that I value. Feeling safe is again about the whole openness thing that I spoke about, and feeling safe to just be able to go up to a group and say, hey, I'm new to the area, I don't have a lot of friends, what are you guys doing, or are you part of a football league, can I join, or something else. And feeling brave is, I guess it goes hand in hand, being able to feel safe and secure in myself to be confident enough to speak to strangers or speak to people that I don't know very well, but also feeling brave to be able to know that they're not going to judge me, and that it's totally normal to reconnect with someone, and it's totally normal to not reconnect with someone. So that brings me on to my final part of this video, which is lesson. So if you've watched any of my videos before where I talked about lockdown, you probably know that I have seen lockdown as a time for growth, and I've been very optimistic about it. I think that's something that I need to keep reminding myself, that this is not a bad time, I'm not wasting away, and that this is a time for growth in areas that I didn't think I needed growth, but it is still growth and it is still valid. And I also learned about having simple pleasures and enjoying things like putting candles on or getting the wine glasses out. Yeah, those simple pleasures have really made things exciting and not lame. Yeah, so those simple pleasures have been good at having something to look forward to each day. I always look forward to showering because then you feel fresh and my hair just doesn't survive enough. I also thought about the film Amelie, where she, spoilers, essentially finds a lot of joy from doing good things to others. She's not someone who really wants to be recognised or wants people to know her name or that she did it, but she finds simple pleasures in like dipping her hand in a bag of grain or skimming stones, but also doing good deeds and helping people out. And she's very observant, which I think I found really interesting, because sometimes I feel like I need to be loud or I need to stand out, whereas actually I can just focus on what makes me happy, whether that's bringing some joy to someone in a small way. It's made me feel really grateful for having a few people that come home at the end of the day rather than none, and it's also made me think about people who are alone and people who might want to stop and chat. So yeah, it just made me think of where people are really wanting connection and don't get it because of social norms, because it's awkward to stop and chat with someone you don't know very well. And so yeah, I want to challenge the culture. I think just by acknowledging these thoughts. So I've been able to go through a real process and a real journey myself, which I hope that you can relate to or even think about or feel inspired to go through your own journey on with. And it's been great doing that journey and looking at places or ideas where those thoughts have stemmed from, or where I feel frustrated, or where I want to challenge something about myself or about a culture. I hope that in the next few weeks I'll be able to continue challenging myself and see if I can be part of community or even make my own in whatever large or small way that is. I hope that I'll be braver and stronger and also be able to feel safe and make a safe space for other people who just want to have a bit of connection in their day-to-day. Thank you for tuning into my video, and thank you for being part of this online community. I know most of you personally at this stage because I'm just starting out on this thing, but it's also been really encouraging to get messages and comments and hear what people have to say about the videos. Yeah, it makes me feel happy and seen and loved. So thank you for that. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.